Continuing with beekeeping answers, answering my friend's questions who's imminently beginning beekeeping, as well as yours if you post them in the comment section down below. Question today is, Africanized bees, are they really that scary? Yes, they are fucking terrifying, okay? I've had one swarm is not the right term. I've had one colony that Africanized, and to be honest, we don't really fully understand Africanizing of bees. It's a term that is used to define a particular behavior, and we believe that it is a series of traits that can activate in just about any honeybee population. However, the current research suggests that it is more prevalent in native southern bees. Now, honeybees are not native to the United States. So when you say native, what we mean is stock that is coming from the southern United States typically has a higher incidence of Africanizing than northern stock. The one colony that I had that Africanized, and again, it's something that can just switch on, and where they just start acting that way, was from South Carolina. It was a package of bees that I got from South Carolina, and they were doing really well, and all of a sudden they just became hyper aggressive. I mean, by hyper aggressive, I mean, I'm telling you, they were attacking me 500 yards out. I mean, not like I was in the colonies and then I walked 500 yards away. No, I mean, I'm talking like I was 500 yards away and they would attack you out there just minding your own business. And they were attacking birds and other stuff. It was just really bad. They just become hyper aggressive. And the remedy for that is you have to euthanize that hive. It is extremely dangerous. You need to kill that hive. Now, having euthanized a hive before and gained a little bit more experience, because that happened to me in my first year of beekeeping. It really sucked. Having now done that, I have a different perspective on how that should happen. And I'm going to kind of walk you through that really quick. You kill them with soapy water, basically. That destroys the breathing apparatus in their exoskeleton, and they immediately expire when exposed to soapy water. I euthanized a 6-box colony that way, and that was a super duper pain in the ass to deal with afterwards. So I would suggest that you do it this way instead. If I had a hive Africanized today, what I would do is I would go out there and I would be fully protected, of course. I would start taking boxes off, and I would take boxes off until I got down to some kind of brood or eggs or something like that. And I would take all those boxes and I would redistribute them onto my strong colonies that are pre-existing. So if let's take the scenario of the six colony, which was a double deep and 4 supers. I would probably take off the top 2 supers because they're going to be all honey and stuff like that. Probably take those top 2 off. Maybe the third if I find no eggs or something like that in there. And I would immediately take those boxes and I would put them on my strong colonies. The reason I put them on my strong colonies is if you accidentally transfer the queen to a strong colony, they will kill that queen. And then it's not your problem, right? I would then continue, again, depending on how hot that hive is, but now that you've done that, you probably can't see out of your veil anymore because they're probably just absolutely just tearing you up, right? My suggestion at that point in time is if they're doing that, is just seal it back up and leave. Come back on another day. Maybe you got lucky and you transferred the queen out of that colony. But if you want to, at this juncture, try to save the rest of the population and the progress that they have made. Your goal is to find the queen. But at this point in time, you can just euthanize the hive. At any point in time, you can just put a queen excluder on top of it. Make sure that that the queen can't get out, right? And douse the colony. And it will kill the eggs and the existing individuals. You can do that if you want. My suggestion then, if you're not going to do that, is to go box by box and look for the queen. And if you can't do that, then again, you can shake the bees off onto the ground and take those frames and put them in one of your other colonies, right? And eventually you're going to concentrate that hive down into a single box, and then you can euthanize it if you haven't found the queen. If you can find the queen and squish her, then you can requeen that hive. And over the course of the season, that colony will reconform its behavior to the queen that is laying, if you can graft a queen into it. Now, we are in a situation where our colonies are located in the middle of a several hundred acre property where there's no unauthorized access to anybody else. And if they're being really mean, then if we had a colony that was acting that way, we could do it that way. If you are living in a more cramped living situation, you don't have that opportunity, then you got to get that thing killed quick. So you may not have the option to do all the things that I said. Just know that they are very dangerous, and I highly recommend that you do something about it immediately because they're scary. So yes, the original question is, are African bees really that scary? Yes, they are fucking terrifying. And that's from somebody who is basically immune to bee venom. I got stung in the face 5 times the other day, and like I had like a puffy face for like a day. I am more concerned about getting bitten by a mosquito than I am being stung by a bee. Well, Kurt, how do I know? You'll know. You'll know. There is no question in your mind. Put it like that. If you're questioning it all, then it's not.